Welcome back to In the SpaLight with the UK Spa Association's podcast. Today I'm joined by Gemma Barratt, Group Spa Director at Daniel Thwaites, and Stephanie Atkinson. Today we'll be chatting about their innovative spa academy, how it's helping bring new talent into the industry, and the role apprenticeships are playing in building the future of the spa. I'd love for you to introduce yourselves to our listeners and share a little bit about your journey that brought you to your roles at Daniel Thwaites.
I am obviously Gemma. I've probably met a lot of people I would have thought who may listen to this, but I am Group Spa Director at Daniel Thwaites. And I suppose my journey getting here was pretty classic. I think I was pretty stubborn at school in that it was either journalist or beauty therapist. Everyone said, don't go to beauty school. I says, I'm going. And I think it's probably one of the best decisions I ever made. So yeah, I started out in a spa, tried out a salon, worked for myself for a little while, but ultimately just decided I was a bit of a spa girl. It was my place to be. Thorpe Park in Leeds was built. I started working there. And then I think I've held about 6 positions whilst working for Daniel Thwaites. And I have literally just climbed a ladder, if you like.
It's amazing. I mean, I know me and Gemma have worked together in the past. So I used to work at Daniel Thwaites. So we worked together for about 12 years. So me and you know each other really quite well. And
we do.
Been through some of that journey together. It's
yes,
amazing.
Definitely.
Well done, Gem.
We had some good times, Rich, didn't we?
How many years have you been at Daniel Thwaites now?
24. Yeah, I don't like saying that out loud, actually. It scares me. 24 years. Yes.
It's really well done. Amazing, Gemma. Stephanie, how about you?
So I haven't been around quite as long in the Thwaites world as Gemma has. I'm coming up to 5 years at Daniel Thwaites now. Prior to that, I worked for 17 years in travel. Predominantly in learning and development roles, creating training, delivering it for new people. And existing team members. And then when the role came up at Daniel Thwaites, it was a bit of a step for me to be able to help people develop and grow in different ways.
That's amazing.
Yeah, nearly 4.5 years now. And yeah, love it.
It goes really quick though, doesn't it? Like the years just fly by.
Yeah.
So Stephanie, from a HR perspective, what would you say you enjoy most about working in hospitality and people development?
Well, I think hospitality as a whole, everybody just wants to make sure everybody has a nice time.
Yeah.
It's hard not to enjoy working in hospitality. From a development point, for me, I think it's being able to help people grow, progress, develop. I love it when we've had an apprentice who has completed their apprenticeship and they're really proud of what they've achieved, or they've moved into another role. It's lovely seeing that progression, and to know that you've helped even in a small little bit. It's really lovely.
Gemma, from your perspective, what challenges were you seeing in the industry that led to the creation of the Spa Academy?
There's 2 bits to it, I suppose, recruitment and retention. I think we were having recruitment issues, I think, as everybody was in spa a good few years ago, but it was retention as well, because I feel like we were bringing people into the spa industry, and obviously we'll get onto it. I'm sure the Spa Academy is all encompassing, so it's not just therapists, it's all roles within a spa, and we were struggling to get people in, say, as a spa receptionist, but keep hold of them, because what we tend to find is people come in maybe like from school, not really sure what they're wanting to do with their kind of career paths. We hold on to them for a little while. They have a bit of fun with us. It's all good. But then they've discovered what they wanted to do and left. And it was a case of we need to keep them in our industry. And how can we do that and actually help them and grow and get confidence and whatnot? So that's kind of where the Spa Academy thought process was to, get who we need in to us and us train them and build them up. To retain the people that we were getting and unfortunately having to say bye to because they had chosen what career path they wanted to go down.
Yeah. Stephanie, how did HR get involved in turning that idea into a structured programme?
So me and Gemma spoke about some of the issues that she had or challenges that she was facing, and was asking if there was anything we could do from a development point. Now, we always look at apprenticeships for that first point of development for our people. We know that it helps with retention. We know that it gives a really nice rounded learning experience for them. So we'd spoken about apprenticeships, and Gemma had asked if there was anything that we could do similar within the spa, and that led us to the retention aspect for the spa receptionists and for the fitness instructors. We were able to identify apprenticeships that matched really well with that. But also from the recruitment side, the challenges around getting level 3 therapists. We found an apprenticeship which meant that we could actually broaden that scope to level 2 therapists, and then putting them on apprenticeship to build them up to be able to be fully kind of trained in all of our treatments. So we looked at that. And then the other thing that we've done within our business is we've created a chef academy for our chef apprentices, which kind of enhanced their learning a little bit, brought them together and gave them some additional things. So when we looked at these SPA apprenticeships that we could start offering, we'd said, well, actually, could we do something similar with the SPA teams? And that's how the academy was built.
That's amazing. I mean, it's obviously a complete program. So how many years do they stay in that program?
So it all varies depends on the apprenticeship that they're on. So the majority of the apprenticeships that are included in the program are 12 months. So we set this out that they have touch points alongside that apprenticeship. We run on like an ad hoc enrolment basis. So we could have people at different stages within their apprenticeship at different times, but we have touch points with them at a 6-month point, a 12-month point, and then when they complete as well.
So for listeners who may not have heard of it before, how would you describe the SPA Academy in simple terms?
I would say it is an all-encompassing SPA role opportunity that provides support, growth and confidence. And that's probably it in simple terms, yeah.
So what does a typical week look like for an apprentice going through the SPA Academy programme?
So again, I would say it obviously depends what role they're doing with us, because from a role point of view, we've got like leisure team member, leisure duty manager, PT, holistic and wellbeing therapist. So very subject to what they're doing, but it is very hands-on. And I think that's the joys of an apprenticeship, isn't it? Because they're in there, they're doing the job, they know what they're getting into. There's no hiding in a classroom full time. So it is very hands-on. And then obviously we do make time for the admin side of it, because obviously they do have things they have to complete. And the SPA managers play a huge part in that. And I suppose that's from mine and Steph's level. I kind of go around beating the drum for the SPA Academy and getting people on board. And to be fair, we've done that. And I think we've done an amazing job of that actually. Over the few years. Everyone's on board now because I think they've all realised there's so much good you can get from an apprentice. So yeah, I'd say I beat the drum, and then Steph is like the secret weapon, who I can say, Steph knows everything. If you've got any questions, ask her, they do, and then they feel really comfortable with everything. But yes, our managers just handle it really well. We heavily rely on them to obviously deal with the day-to-day piece of it. I've had the joy of, we've had managers do things as well. So I've had kind of the joy of working closer with them on it and witnessing what it's like for them. But yeah, really easy. I think that can be the off-putting thing for some people with apprenticeships from an operational piece. Like, I won't have time to show them. I can't let them go off for 6 hours a week to do what they need to do. When actually, once you're in it and it's rolling, it comes pretty easy. And I think the success at the end of it, when or even the retention piece, you've got them for 12 months to 2 years, or however long it takes. And then you've got them like a commitment from them, because you've actually invested in them, and then they kind of invest back. So I think everyone kind of sees that it's worth whatever it does take, it's worth, but actually it works because we can also structure the programs of some of the courses that we can almost get them marked off certain elements first so that they can be hands-on more doing what needs to be done. So yeah, it's really flexible, but it works probably much easier than people think operationally.
Stephanie, apprenticeships can sometimes feel complicated for employers. How do you navigate the funding side when setting up the academy?
So as we are levy payers, we do try and utilise apprenticeships where we can as a kind of first form of development, just because we are in a world of, if you don't use it, then you lose it. But also we know that apprenticeships give that rounded experience to help with retention, all them benefits that I briefly mentioned before. So we always kind of go with that as a first point. Funding wise, we're already contributing to that. So what this means is that we can develop our teams, we can work with providers to give them some really great learning experiences without that hitting our training budgets and our external expenses. So for us, like apprenticeships, we do beat the drum and fly the flag, but we would always go that way. I'll look at that as an option. It doesn't work for everything. You know, there are some, you are tied in with a commitment for a certain amount of time, but it works better from a learning and embedding it point of view.
Okay. So how does the apprenticeship levy actually support a programme like this within the business?
It allows us to be able to develop our teams. So the training providers that we work with through the levy, they are, I guess, signed off by the government. So we know that they are rated highly. We know that they're going to give some really quality training. So it allows us to be able to provide that to our teams. I think the fact that they're learning that and they're putting it into practice straight away means that we can do it alongside. We're not having to take them off the floor, so to speak. Yeah. So I think the fact that they're putting that they're getting that learning from a approved provider, they're putting that straight into practice alongside the day-to-day, so that that apprentice can be contributing to the whole team while still doing their learning. So it's a bit of a no-brainer, really.
So for someone who's, say, never looked into this before, but they're a SPA and they're sat there and they're going, do you know what? I really think we should look at apprenticeships. So how does it work? Is the levy like a pot of money that's you pay into as a business, and then do the government stipulate who you can use? I know you've said there's a list of providers. So how does
Yes.
that work? How would someone navigate that to start with?
Yeah, so I think there's with apprenticeship, it comes to two different sides. So you could either be, if you're a small business, then you are a non-levy payer, but you still got access to these apprenticeships. But as a levy payer, that's something that comes out every month for us. So we pay into this levy pot, and then we have an amount of time to use that, and you can only use it on apprenticeships.
Okay.
Now, with that, there are, like you say, a list of providers of apprenticeship standards. At the moment, there's over 800 standards, so there's lots and lots of different apprenticeships available, and it's finding the right one that suits your business. And where this worked for us is the holistic wellbeing apprenticeship came out the level 3, and actually that fits really nicely within our SPA, more so than the level 3 beauty therapist.
Yeah.
So by looking at all the different programs that there were, we could identify something that matched really well. What I would say is if people if they're paying into the levy and they aren't utilising it, then definitely look at it, because it is a way to develop your teams. It does help with that retention piece. It does allow you to take on team members, and you can almost develop them into exactly the way that, all the training is tailored to your business. So like Gemma was saying, just going back to that holistic piece again, they have to do, I think it's a heated therapy, but we can make sure that that therapy that's given or that's taught matches with our business. So it is tailored to our organisation. We've had people go on apprenticeships who've left and then come back again because we've given that and done that development. So definitely think about it.
Yeah. I think it's something that if you're paying into it, you need to utilise it.
Yeah,
I think it's just more the understanding around it, isn't it? And the information that's provided, and I suppose the understanding of the wider business of how they access this. It sounds so positive, and it's such a brilliant thing to be able to grow that talent. I think it's something that needs a bit more kind of information out there for people.
Yeah, I think what's really where we've seen a real benefit of apprenticeships as well as that recruitment side, is we've been able to give our existing team members development. So, for example, we've got a SPA manager who went into that role but had never been into treatment. So he chose to do the holistic therapist apprenticeship so she can support her teams better. We've got somebody who's always wanted to do personal training, so we're able to give them that. And obviously that will help our business by having that extra service there, but also it's giving them a bit of something from a personal development point as well. So I think where we've seen real benefits is being able to utilise it for our existing team as well, as well as the recruitment side.
Yeah, continuous development. Perfect. So Gemma, from an operational perspective, how valuable is it to have a training programme that's supported through apprenticeship funding?
I mean, so valuable. Obviously, I don't think we'd have it to the extent we've got it if it wasn't for the funding. And it is, as we've proven now, producing confident staff and giving us like a succession planning that we didn't have before. So yeah, I think we just wouldn't have the SPA Academy if we didn't have it. So very important.
What kind of transformation do you see in people from the beginning of the programme to the end?
Obviously, they come away with tools, so they've definitely got more tools in their toolbox by the end of it, and they're more capable of performing all duties of a job. But I think the biggest win we see is confidence. quite often, subject to who we've brought in or are aiming to retain, for the younger generation, it's definitely a confidence piece often, which comes, I think, from the learning, but also just the having a career path in front of them so they know what they're doing and they've got something to aim for. But also we do get kind of maturer students, if you like, join up. And I think for them, it's quite often, and I'm probably feeling it, Rach, at my kind of age, you reach a point where you think, I need to learn something new, or I need to activate my brain, or and I think we can give that as well. Like, you know, we've had leisure assistants inquire about being a PT and or a therapist and whatnot, and I think it just gives them that a new kind of lease of life sometimes, but also the confidence piece is the biggest things I've seen when I go around.
That's brilliant. And obviously you're continually developing your staff as well if they choose to go down that route. Amazing.
Yeah, keeping them engaged. I think it keeps you engaged, doesn't it? Because you've been in a place of work for so long, everyone sometimes starts knocking at a door. It's like, right, what can I do next? And it's given them, there's not always the growth to give them. Because, you know, it's like people are in positions and there's only so much you can offer. But with this, we have got something to offer. And yes, it's maybe not a promotion as such, but it's people, I think, enjoy learning these days as well.
Is there a success story that really shows the impact the academy can have?
We've had a few. We've had definitely the leisure team member ones. All of them come out. It's the confidence piece. We do get some really kind of quiet, kind of not really used to the hospitality world, dealing with the guests, working in a team. I mean, it's what you see at the end of that that's quite rewarding. But then we've also had two specifics that are still actually ongoing, but we've got one of our managers who overlooked treatments but wasn't actually a therapist, which can happen, doesn't always happen. She did the holistic and wellbeing course, and the confidence that came with that and the way she could then engage on another with her therapist, she definitely felt a whole lot from that. And then we've also got a manager, so obviously I deal more with that, I suppose, and there then with the therapist, but not actually part of the SPA Academy, but we've offered a level 5 in management. And the confidence and changes I've seen in how this manager is now, if you like, dealing with conflict or all the bits you pick up on a level 5. Again, it's just really nice to see you witness it in like the way they, you know, deal with a complaint or the whole calming your chimp piece that comes from a level 5. It's how you manage your emotions, I suppose. But yeah, I've definitely seen that kind of growth as well.
Amazing. So when someone completes the programme, what career paths can open up to them within the business?
There's always growth within this company. So I mean, I am a believer in kind of getting your experience as well. So obviously the apprentice is one thing, but they are still a learner at that point. So I think then after that, it is very much about enjoying the role you have just qualified in. But from there, we do offer obviously head therapist roles to acknowledge when people have got the experience or the expertise or excel in a certain area. We can almost reward for that. So there's that side of it. And then there's, further growth. I've had many conversations with people who, when I say, you know, what do you aspire to be? And they'll say, I want your job, basically. And I love that. Like, you know, it's just a full succession plan. And if people start out as leisure team member, then again, they can move on to a leisure duty manager once they are ready and kind of already comfortable in that role, or a PT if they really like the fitness side, or the holistic and wellbeing if they really like the wellness side. So there's always opportunity, to grow.
Brilliant. So Gem, how important would you say it is for SPAs to grow and develop their own talent rather than relying on external recruitment?
I think it's really important. I think what we've seen, and especially from the retention piece, you will get a whole lot more from it. I'm not saying you will never need external recruitment, because you will, but I think just it's rewarding for everybody involved. I think when you grow your own talent, as you just said, I think it's great for them because they learn the Daniel Thwaites ways, and obviously they'll maybe go off at some point and learn other ways, but it's really nice for them to learn from you and for them to grow, like as we've said, in the confidence and whatnot in their own surroundings, in their team. But then it's so rewarding for the other people. So you get both sides of it. It's rewarding for the SPA managers to be able to grow their own therapists or PTs. So I think it's a reward piece for everybody involved. So I think when we do this, it's not just the people on the apprenticeship. I do believe now we've got to a point where the SPA managers themselves get a lot out of it as well.
Brilliant. So Stephanie, I know we've talked about this as a retention piece. It's been really good for that. But do you see the programs like this helping build longer term careers in hospitality as a whole?
Yeah, absolutely. I think with a lot of the programs that we can offer as an apprenticeship there is a pathway, like Gemma's just said there, the team member, the duty manager, they could then go on to an ops manager. So there is a clear pathway there. But I think if we show that we want to develop our teams in this way, and that we want to invest in our team members, then they're going to hopefully then choose hospitality as a they'll see the fact that there is a progression there within hospitality and choose that.
What would you say the ambitions are for the SPA Academy in the future?
I think it's all about growth. I think it's grown legs over the last few years since we started it, and I think absolutely to get more numbers through, to see more continuous of that, of them therapists, of the retention piece. I think it's all about the growth of the individuals and the programme.
And do you see the programme expanding or evolving as the spa and wellness industry grows?
Yeah, absolutely. Me and Gemma were talking about the other day about reviewing and seeing what else we can do to enhance it more. We've recently added the leisure duty manager within there. We've also included, we've got a level 2 beauty, so we're constantly looking at how we can increase that anyway. But yeah, I think like anything, you've got to constantly review and make sure that it's fit for us as a business and for the industry.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's brilliant. Well, thank you so much, honestly, for joining me both today, and talking us through your SPA Academy. I think it's a fantastic programme that you've got, and what a way to bring in talent into the industry, and specifically with Daniel Thwaites, who's a previous employer for me. So yeah, I think it's fantastic, guys, and thank you so much for sharing everything. Thank you for sharing more about your SPA Academy and how it's developing future spa professionals. Thank you so much for listening, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Steph. Thanks, Gem.
Thank you.
Bye now.